I'm not sure I'll ever see another season where Shohei Ohtani is not the MVP of baseball. I've had a few days to think about this. It was announced on Thursday that Shohei Ohtani was unanimously voted as the National League MVP. And you may think that's amazing. How do you get to be unanimous? Well, there's 30 voters in a particular year who vote for NL MVP. They're members of the BBWAA, and they vote. It's different rules than Hall of Fame, but it's the writers voting. Ohtani has won 4 MVPs the last 5 years, and every single one of those 4 has been unanimous. Twice for the Angels, twice for the Dodgers. He's won the MVP and a World Series in both his years for the Dodgers while getting paid $4 total million in cash. Shohei Ohtani is way more than what the Dodgers could have expected. Rest of the league be damned. Shohei Ohtani has shown that as a one-way player, he is the best in baseball. As a two-way player, he is better than the best in baseball. What Shohei Ohtani was able to do this year, where he came back and he saved his arm coming back from his second Tommy John. He had his innings mapped out perfectly in a plan that was agreed to before they started, that assumed that they would go through the World Series. Trust me, him starting the games that he started, like Game 4, that is not, where should we start Ohtani? It is all premeditated. It is all meant to keep him healthy and available as he plays his 32nd year on this earth. It is maximizing the number of years of his 10-year deal that he can do this. This is like the Patrick Mahomes dream, MVP and champion every year. Congratulations, Shohei. He said through an interpreter, which he doesn't need anymore, but he said, it's definitely special. It makes it special because it was unanimous, and I'd like to thank all the writers for voting for me. Ohtani's had enough scandal to last a lifetime this season, but it all seems to get covered up by winning and by his talent, doesn't it? And my God, does he have talent. The American League was more interesting. Aaron Judge was the MVP, as we told you he would be on Wednesday's show. Aaron Judge was named MVP. He got 17 of the 30 first-place ballots. I went on a radio show, Coca, in Seattle right after Cal Raleigh finished second in the American League MVP. And I was happy for Seattle and for the Mariners, and I'm happy for Cal. But who exactly was going to get the MVP over Aaron Judge? I just can't possibly think of one. Aaron Judge has won 3 of the last 4 AL MVPs. It's just spectacular. Judge and Ohtani are back-to-back. They were the best last year. They're the best this year. What makes you think they won't be the best next year? There is such a canyon-like difference between where Judge and Ohtani are and where the rest of the league is. Yes, Cal Raleigh had a season for the ages. Seattle, you know this. I'm not telling you something you don't know. Cal Raleigh finishing in the top 5 for MVP next year would be a Christmas miracle. Aaron Judge finishing in the top 5 for MVP next year would be an absolute expectation, if not a certainty. I'm super excited to watch what happens in baseball here next year. Because if you look at the Cy Young and the MVP were the 2 biggest awards, 3 out of the 4 winners were repeat winners from last year. Only Paul Skeens was able to move in there and get the National League Cy Young. And I could argue that Skubal, Skeens, Ohtani, and Judge, right now, if I spoke to our friends at DraftKings, right now, my guess is those are the 4 favorites to do it again next year, which would make it 3 in a row for 3 of the awards, and Skeens going back-to-back. When you run a team in a sport and you know that there is no chance for you to have anything other than the best of the best, when you are running the Yankees or running the Dodgers and you know that you've got the money and the quality that exhibits itself, basically manifests itself as the MVP of a league And the MVP, the writers have reckless disregard for how much money the player is being made. It doesn't matter who's the most valuable player. The power of knowing you've got that guy, it's intoxicating. When we had Stanton win an MVP in 2017 and you're watching an MVP season and you're watching him hit 59 home runs or 57 home runs and just, you're watching a season that you can't believe, you feel so honored that you are in that company for a full year. The problem is there's another side. There's the yang to the yin. There's the negative to the positive. When you run a team that doesn't have these players and you know you're going up against those players and you know there's not one thing you can do, that's not the helplessness that the collective bargaining agreement is trying to address. The helplessness that is the key word used, the hopelessness that is the key word used by negotiators for the commissioner's office and the union. We want every team to have hope. The hopelessness that you feel when you know that you can't get the best, and it's not price, it's just luck. It's just life. There are ways to acquire certain players. There are ways to sign them and trade them or draft them. And there are ways to try to figure out how you can get yourself the best. Maybe you've got the best for a year. Maybe you've got the best for a month and you can live with that positivity. But what Ohtani and Judge are is not the best for a day, a month, or a year. It seems as though they're going to be the best for a career, in a way like the only thing that will ever stop these guys from winning MVPs is Father Time. And if there were ever anyone who would get past Father Time, it's Ohtani. Just don't think that'll happen. So congratulations to Skubal, Skeens, Judge, Ohtani. Apologies to Cal, but you guys knew it was coming.
正直に言えばこれから先のシーズンでショウヘイ・オオタニが MVP ではない年を見ないまま終わるかもしれません。大谷はここ5年で4回 MVP を受賞しました。しかもその4回すべてが満票。リーグで2回エンゼルスの一員として、ナ・リーグで2回ドジャースの一員として、前代未聞の記録です。さらにドジャースに来てからの2年間はどちらもワールドシリーズ制覇。それでいて、実際に受け取った年俸は2年合わせて、わずか数百万ドルレベル。残りの価値、すべてを彼は成績と優勝と圧倒的な存在感で取り返しているのです。大谷は片方だけで見ても、野球界ナンバーワンと評価される選手です。打者として見れば、ホームラン打点出塁率すべてが MVP 級。投手として見れば、防御率奪三振イニングすべてがエース級。しかし、二刀流としてグラウンドに立った瞬間、彼はナンバーワンという概念を超えた存在になります。今季大谷は2度目のトミー・ジョン手術から戻ってきました。肘を守りながら、投球回は綿密に管理され、シーズン前からワールドシリーズまでを見据えたプランの中で、いつ何回投げるのかがかなり細かく決められていたと言われています。第一戦に先発したのも偶然ではなく、設計図通り、10年契約そのものが、10年間、MVP とチャンピオンリングを同時に狙い続けるための、長期プランのようなものなのです。アメリカンフットボールの世界で、パトリック・マホームズが、毎年 MVP とスーパーボールを同時に狙う象徴だとすれば、野球の世界では、それを体現しているのがショウヘイ・オオタニだと、アナリストたちは語ります。インタビューで大谷は、今ではほとんど通訳なしで話せると言われながらも、あえて通訳を通して、こうコメントしました。満票で選ばれたことが特別だと思います。投票してくれたすべての記者に感謝したいです。派手な言葉は一つもない。それでもその中にあるのは、自分がどれだけ歴史的な評価を受けているかを理解しながら、それでもチームと周囲への感謝を最初に口にする、一貫したメンタリティーです。今シーズン大谷の周りには大きなスキャンダルもありました。しかし、最終的に残ったのは、勝利と才能と結果だけでした。MVP の発表が終わった時、気がつけば、誰もがもう一度、彼の数字とプレーだけを語っていたのです。一方、アメリカンリーグでは、アーロン・ジャッジが MVP を受賞しました。30人の投票のうち、17票が1位票。事前の予想通りの結果です。ここ4年でジャッジは3回 AL MVP を獲得しています。大谷とジャッジ、この2人は、昨年もベストで、今年もベストで、来年もおそらくベストであり続けるだろうと言われています。彼らと他の選手との間にはキャニオン、つまり峡谷のような差がある。 アナリストはそう表現しました。面白いのは今年の主要タイトルの多くが昨年と同じ顔ぶれだったという点です。サイ・ヤングと MVP という4つのビッグアワードのうち3つは昨年と同じ受賞者。唯一新しく割って入ったのがリーグサイ・ヤングの若きエース、ただ一人だけ。今の Mlb は一瞬だけ輝いて消えるスターではなく、何年も頂点に居座り続ける怪物たちが中心にいる時代だということです。この現実を誰よりも知っているのは球団を運営してきた人間たちです。ヤンキースやドジャースのように最高の選手を持てる側にいる時の感覚はある意味中毒的だと語られます。例えばジャンカルロ・スタントンが59本塁打を放ち MVP を受賞した2018年、そのシーズンを通して自分は信じられないものを見ているという特別な高揚感があったと振り返っています。しかしその裏側にはそうした選手を持たないチームが抱える絶望に近い感覚もあります。どれだけ工夫してもどれだけ補強しても相手ベンチには大谷やジャッジのような選手が座っている。それは年俸の高だけの問題ではないと彼らは言います。ドラフト、トレード、入団、その全てが奇跡的なタイミングで噛み合った時にしか手に入らない種類の選手。キャリア全体を通して MVP 級と呼ばれる存在。大谷とジャッジはまさにそのキャリア MVP 級の選手として語られています。彼らは今日一日だけのベストでもなければ今シーズンだけのベストでもない、この先数年もしかしたら10年単位で常に MVP の最有力候補であり続ける存在です。そして彼らを止められる唯一の存在はファーザータイム、つまり時間だけだとまで言われました。もしその時間さえも乗り越えてしまう選手がいるとしたらそれはショウヘイ・オオタニかもしれない。そう締めくくられたこの議論はドジャースファンにとっても日本のファンにとっても単なる MVP ニュースではありません。自分たちと同じ言葉を話す選手がアメリカのど真ん中でキャリアを通して MVP であり続ける存在として語られている。その現実こそが何よりの誇りであり、そしてまだこの物語が通過点に過ぎないという事実がこれから先のシーズンをもっと楽しみにさせてくれるのだと思います。